Hey guys, we're actually in Curtis's Mustang right now, that 2005 Mustang. Did the Gen 3 Coyote and 10R80 swap in it with a, is it ESS supercharger? Yep. It's got fuel system, it's on E85. Just got doing some tunes through Lund right now. This car's probably making 800 and something horse, and it looks like a stock 2005 Mustang GT on some 20-inch wheels. So we're gonna go out right now and make a rip in and see how it runs. I haven't rode in this car yet. Curtis has been out. What do you think of it, Curtis?
I like it. It's fast. It's so unassuming.
Think it'll run 9s?
Oh yeah, it should go 9. That's my goal, mid-9.
Nice. That's kind of crazy because we're in this, like, what should be a really slow Mustang, but it's not at all. So we got the shifter works like a normal shifter. It's got drive and then sport, and then he can select basically a paddle shifts with the button right here. So you can go through the gears with the select shift button, which is pretty cool for the 10-speed. Shift's good, Curtis.
It drives pretty good.
Wow. It's fast. It pulls.
Still pretty early stages of tuning. There's probably still another 50 or 60 in the tuning.
That's really cool.
You can see like it's intense.
Yeah, shows the gear he's in right there, guys. Down there in the bottom right corner. Hit the tap shift so they can see it work. It's pretty cool. Well, there you go, guys. 2005 Mustang. We did a Gen 3 Coyote 10R80 transmission swap in this thing, and it drives like a brand new Mustang, but we're just in a 2005 version, so pretty cool. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and the bell notification to let you know whenever I post a new video. Okay, we are still working on the bronze truck. We got the bed. We just took the bed off, and we got the old engine and trans out. And we are met with a pleasant surprise on this truck. Once again, we found a really, really nice truck to start with here. These California trucks have been really good luck to us. This frame still looks pretty new. Obviously, we're going to take everything apart and do all the suspension, do some welding on it, and then have it all sandblasted and powder coated. But when the frames look like this, after you blast them and powder coat them, they look like glass. There's no pits in the frame or nothing. So that's a really cool part about these, just like that blue truck we just got done with. So here we got the truck here. We got just took the bed off. We got the bed stood up. Steve's getting it all wrapped up right now for protection. But yeah, this thing's nice. So really the only, you see a lot of like the white dust. That's just from it being at the body shop when it got the cab and the bed painted. So this frame was super clean to start, and it's going to be really nice, guys. And then we got the engine and all that stuff out. Once Steve gets the cab off, we're going to start getting everything prepped in. We're going to put the LT5 down in here. Sometimes we have to notch the frame and box it in for the front accessory drive kit, which I'm sure we'll have to do on this one as well. We have the new mid-frame support from Elevated Concepts that we'll be putting in there, welding it all in, getting it all fitted. Just basically, we do a lot of the mock-up stuff and have it all done. That way, when we take it, get it powder coated, and it comes back, it's just basically just assembling at that point. We're not having to cut anything. We're not having to modify anything because we know it all fits. on the QA1 suspension, we have to cut these factory top hats out. The shock mounts on the top of the frame, we cut those completely out. The QA1 kit comes with new brackets that are made to bolt in, but we go ahead and weld them in just so that way it looks nice. And we do that all before powder coating, and it all gets done at the same time, so it looks like the frame came that way. Obviously, we'll be getting rid of the factory steering box. We'll be putting the Elevated Concepts rack and pinion setup in there. We got the big brakes, big wheels. Yeah, so everything's looking good so far. Really happy with how this frame looks with the, starting to disassemble everything. That's whenever you really, when the truck really tells you its story, is when you start taking it apart like this. And this truck is super nice, and we're very happy with the way it is. This thing's going to come out just immaculate, guys. I showed you in the video yesterday the interior, but this is the full custom interior we just had done. Everything is leather in this thing. Very expensive, very well done interior, done by one of the best in the country. The customer that owns this truck that's having us build it wanted a full custom interior. Man, I'm kind of jealous. I almost want to do one myself because this is super nice, but it doesn't lose its era of interior. A lot of guys, they change the styling of stuff. I wanted it to still keep the same style, but just have new materials to kind of update it a little bit. But I think they nailed it. It still looks like a 1994 interior, and then when you really start to look close at it, you see the stitching, all the leather. Guys, everything you see in this video right now is all OEM Porsche leather, so it's super nice. Okay, got pretty much all the front suspension all cut off. We got the Elevated Concepts rack and pinion mount kind of mocked in place. We got the motor mounts mocked in place. He's working on getting the rear end dropped out of it and the factory gas tank. Show you kind of what we got going on here. So this is everything. Basically all that's left on this whole thing is the cab, the rear end, and the gas tank. Other than that, it's just a bare frame. We go on there, we cut off all the factory control arm mounts, get that all cut out, and then we also cut this stuff out as well. And then that goes right there. We actually go in there and we weld this all on with all the new mounts on. We're also going to, I believe, weld this on, and then have this all powder coated at the same time with the frame. That way it makes it easy. Frame's in really good shape though. I like it. Anything crazy you found working on it?
No, it's pretty nice so far. When we got the bed off, normally that's where you see the worst pitting on top of it.
Yeah, and there's nothing.
Yeah, it's all good back there. But I'm sure under the cab is just as good.
Yeah, definitely a California truck for sure.
Yeah.
Pretty wild. Yeah, once we get this thing back from powder coat, this thing's going to look just like brand new gloss black. It really does a lot for these truck builds that we do. I mean, it just makes everything just basically brand new at that point. And then once we get it back, we'll start assembling everything, and then basically, Steve's got it perfected. After this is the fourth one now, he's just getting better and better and quicker at them.
It's about 3 weeks of assembly.
It is, yeah. Yeah, you got the wiring down pretty good, especially on these 94 and older ones. The wiring's a lot easier.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they're retuning the Tahoe today, they call me. So I got to send them the, yeah, I don't know what they're going to do. And then they ordered a cluster for it, for the Tahoe. So they'll have all that done.
That'll be a perfect thing for it.
It really will. I agree. Go back here and take a look at the back. Get this rear end out. We take this rear end and have it built at a place, but first we'll have the housing all powder coated and everything on it. So that'll be all nice. We'll cut this stuff off here. None of this will be on. This is a bumper bracket, so that'll obviously stay. But we, hey, look, these are already, well, there's already I guess it's
those are bolted on.
Still got 3 rivets in.
Look, they're already installed the Beltec front shackles, so I can just unbolt those. So that's one less thing to take off. And then it's just the factory shock mounts on the frame and on the rear end go away.
Yeah, and guys, we are doing a QA1 coilover kit that they sell on this truck. We're doing the rear coilover setup, and then the front's going to be their level 3 kit. Oh yeah. And then we got a brand new Holley gas tank.
Yep.
It's the same gas tank, just Holley remanufactures them. They're brand new. Yep. That way it's got a brand new tank in it. Got these nice Bilstein shocks on this thing.
Yeah, they did a couple things. Added shocks and a new AC compressor.
Oh, okay.
Not a whole lot, but now it's going to have all new.
Yeah, everything new.
We'll have a...
You can see the bottom of it. We had it all painted. It's really, really nice. The bed looks just as good on the bottom. But this thing's going to look just as nice on the bottom as it does on the top. I'm really liking this color. Zeus Bronze.
We're going to box this in. I kind of wanted to do that on the other ones, just so this is closed off.
So this is what it looks like with everything cut out. The factory shock mount cut out of the frame. And then Steve grinds all the stuff to make it look nice. After we get this thing blasted and powder coated, it'll all look like it was never there.
To do. Get some more wheels.
Gonna box this all in right there too.
Yeah,
give it a little bit more strength. But this is about as bare of a frame as you can get.
What we want to use.
Okay, Steve got the C notches in for the QA1 kit, got all that stuff done, got the factory brackets cut off, got the new QA1 stuff on, and this is the bracing for the QA1 torque arm that goes in the front, and starting to mock up the Elevated Concepts mid brace. This will actually also mount the transmission on as well. We're doing all this stuff that way we can get it all ready and have it all powder coat at once. Like I was telling you guys earlier in the video, got the steering rack on. We did have to cut this down. It's supposed to mold the frame right there, but it just did not fit at all. So we got bolted in, and I believe, Steve, you said you're going to weld that in as well?
Maybe. If we weld it in, I don't know if we can get the steering rack out without running into the engine, so we may just leave it. It's pretty sturdy. I added a 4th bolt. Normally it's 2 over here.
Okay.
So I just drilled 2 new holes here. Nice. It's pretty solid.
Yeah. And the metal...
We have to take this off, I think, to get the rack out of the bottom.
The metal did get a little thinner on this bracket.
Yeah.
From the other ones that we've had.
Yeah, so I kept a... This is the chunk I cut off the first one.
Now let's see that.
So you can see... I think this is quarter.
Oh,
it's 3/16.
So went a little thinner on the metal on these newer ones.
This is the piece that I cut
I definitely like the thicker. The thicker's better.
Yeah, I mean, it's got to be stout. It's the steering.
Yeah, right? Oh, well, it'll work just fine.
Yeah.
But you're almost done with the suspension, getting all that stuff mocked up.
Yeah, we'll get the rack in, and then I'll get the shaft support bracket and time put on here once we have the engine and the headers in and everything, so it all clears.
Nice. Got all that boxed in on the frame in there, which looks good. I love it. It's coming along.
Now we'll, once we have the engine in, we'll build the cross member to clear the header, because you know how it goes low and ends up, we might have to like moon cut that bar and fill it in. So we don't have to do any weird cuts in the exhaust.
Yeah.
Glossy under there.
It is. It looks really good. Yeah. Turned out super nice. All right, well.
Yeah, we're almost done cutting and grinding. This will be that mid bar for the trailing arm. We'll get that bolted in.
It's the messiest part of the job.
Yeah, and then I'll take everything off and strip the coating and clean all the surfaces for welding.
Sweet. Got the butcher apron on there. Looking
so I don't
nice.
Burn a hole in my pants again.
Yeah. All right. So this is basically like day 3 or day 4 of the build here, and you can see what we've already got a lot done. I mean, this sucker will be ready to go over to sandblast and powder coat probably in another day. So it's coming along, guys. guys, we got the elevated concepts. This is the battery relocation tray, and we mount them on the back of the bed. This goes right behind the cab, right underneath the bed, and that's where we put them at right there. So Steve's doing all this while we're kind of getting the frame all ready to get sandblasted and powder coat. That way everything can be done at the same time, as well as this. So this is nice. We use Optima battery for this, and it hides the battery very well, but you can still get access to it if you need to jump start it or, you know, work on the battery, which makes it nice. We got the elevated concepts mid brace over there, kind of tacked in place. Actually, Steve got her fully welded.
Yeah, it's all welded, but the cross member.
Yep. So that way, when set the engine in there, if we need to move the part where the trans is mounted, sorry guys, we can move that
pretty far forward
necessarily. Yeah,
probably be about right here, and then once we'll have the cab on,
get the drive shaft loop
we'll coat that to clear the body.
Drive shaft loops are important on high performance trucks.
Yeah, and I'll weld the bottom once we take it off. A little easier.
Yeah, it looks good. So as you see, guys, got everything fully welded on here instead of just bolted on. Steve worked on that yesterday, getting all the welds. Pretty nice MIG welds there, Steve.
They're all right.
Boy, yeah, they look good. So
get the box on, and then next is get the engine and tranny out, put them together, and fit it together.
Get that sought after LT5 out of the crate.
Yeah,
brand new one. Don't see many of those anymore.
Yeah, we'll have that on there here probably today.
Yeah,
I'll finish this up.
It'll look cool. Get this frame over to sandblasters tomorrow. That'd be great.
Yeah.
Cool. Got the rear end all taken apart here. We take basically everything out of these. We have the housing sandblasted, coated as well. And then once we get it back, well, actually, Steve's got to cut off all the brackets on it because you have to cut all that stuff off for the QA1 kit. So basically, it'll just be a straight axle, no mounts at all. And then we'll have it powder coated. And then when we get it back, we put all new stuff in it, Moser axles, Eaton diff in it, makes a posi, put different gears in it, basically all new parts. So they've been holding up well on the trucks we have been building, so we're going to continue with that recipe. Hey guys, so working on the bronze truck, the ZR 1500, and we got the brand new LT5 sitting on the frame kind of for mock-up, so that way we can have everything done and just basically assemble once we get everything back. But here it is. We got the engine just kind of sitting in there, but everything fits good just like normal. All right, so as you can see, got the LT5 sitting down in there. Looks good. Got the Speed Engineering headers on. Got everything kind of in place. We are going to have to cut out right here, box this all in for the drive kit because the alternator is going to sit right here, and it just have to notch this a little bit. We have not found a drive kit yet where we don't have to notch the frame, so we're happy to do it. It's the best looking one without a bunch of stuff all up on top. It kind of keeps everything hidden. Obviously, the LT5 supercharger isn't bolted on here right now, but that is a brand new LT5 crate engine right there, which is pretty cool. Got the rear end housing basically all ready to go to powder coat, sandblast powder coat, get that all done. Did the mock-up on the front core support with the OBS Performance heat exchanger here, which turned out really nice. Steve wanted to get all that kind of mocked up before we got this all sandblasted and powder coat as well, so that turned out really nice there.